The time has finally come for the King Alpha Sigma Gamer Male Squid to discuss the Chainsaw Man versus Jujutsu Kaisen debate. Now, I think we can sum this up real easy with a question. Is Chainsaw Man better than Jujutsu Kaisen? Yes, is what I would like to say. But as with most things in life, it is more complicated than that. And before we dive into the meat of this video, I got to do the stupid, annoying YouTube thing. The first thing I got to say is be sure to leave a comment so that way you can be featured in this week's comments video. Every Saturday, I read out all the comments I get on my channel. Like, subscribe, everything like that. I know it sucks, but you're basically obligated to do it if you're making a video. So let's break down what I said earlier with the question: Is Chainsaw Man better than Jujutsu Kaisen? Well, first of all, it's a much easier name to say, so I like that. And you might be wondering, why did I say I would like to say yes? Why can't I just say yes? Well, the reason for that is that I personally think that Chainsaw Man is a better series than JJK, we'll call it. I'm not going to call it that, actually. But the thing is, it doesn't really matter necessarily what I think. A, because I'm like an irrelevant person. But on top of that, when you're talking about anime versus manga, I think without a doubt Chainsaw Man is a better manga. That being said, when it comes to an anime, I'm not so sure. And I think what it all comes down to, in fact, let me throw it back for you a little bit. I made a video, I don't know, 26 years ago, however long it was, about some manga that I would love to be animated. And Chainsaw Man was one of those series. And the reason that I said it was because there was nothing really like it being animated. It had been a long time since we had gotten a dark humor shonen. And I still stand by that. I think that it's something that I would love to see animated. That being said, the fact that Chainsaw Man isn't just a cookie cutter shonen kind of works against it, right? The more niche you are, the harder you push the envelope, the more people you're going to lose, right? Like Attack on Titan, there's probably people who don't vibe with it. They probably would prefer something like Bleach or Naruto that's a little bit simpler and a little bit less dark, and that's just how life is, right? Like if you think about it, if you're cooking something, like let's say you're cooking a steak, right? And you add salt to it, just salt. The most people possible are going to like that steak. As you keep adding things to it and changing it, more and more people are going to keep falling off. So let's say you throw pepper in. You might lose a couple people. Let's say you throw, I don't know, fucking chili powder in. You're going to lose a lot of people. And let's say you go crazy and you're like, I'm going to sprinkle sugar all over this steak. You've now lost a huge amount of people. That being said, you're still going to have some people that are like, God damn, this is the best thing I've ever eaten. Weird analogy is how I feel about these two series, right? Jujutsu Kaisen was essentially, if we really ultra mega simplify it, was basically just Naruto 2. It's guy loses his family, has scary demon inside of him that he can't really control, might also be friends with or is becoming friends with, and wants to be a good guy despite the fact that he's seen as like this evil thing. I am not saying that Jujutsu Kaisen is in any way a ripoff of Naruto. I'm just saying there's no originality, right? We've seen it a million times before, and I hear what you're saying. You're thinking to yourself, what the heck, Squid? You're an advocate. You say fuck originality. You're an outspoken advocate for downright plagiarism. Yes, what my stance has always been is that originality is not a requirement for something to be good. Something being original does not mean it's good, and something being a ripoff of something does not mean that it's bad. That being said, if you left it up to me every time, I would always take the gamble on something new versus something that I've seen before. I'm in the minority when it comes to that. Most people just want to keep eating the same foods. They want to keep going to that same place they're comfortable with. So what I'm trying to get at here is that I think if I had to rate these two series in terms of numbers, I think Jujutsu Kaisen is like a strong 6, 6.5. Chainsaw Man is a 7, 7.5. Not a huge difference, but I think that Chainsaw Man is a better series. That being said, it is going to be a worse anime when it comes to appealing to the widest possible audience. So, to me, it's just kind of an interesting thought process of, I think it's a better series, but if we look at it, statistically, it's probably going to perform worse, which to a lot of people out there will make it a worse series. So that's why I think Chainsaw Man is a better series when it comes to writing, and Jujutsu Kaisen is going to just be a better anime every single time. People know what to expect with Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, honestly, you could basically predict everything that's going to happen and how the series is going to end. There's characters that are new, but they feel kind of familiar because we've seen these types of characters before. Whereas with Chainsaw Man, especially now, I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten anything like Chainsaw Man, and it's gonna be shocking to people. I mean, look at Redo of Healer came out, and Redo of Healer is honestly not a big deal. It's whatever. It's fucking child's play. That compared to a ton of different series out there. That being said, it was like a massive, I don't want to say culture shock, but it was like people getting whiplash. They were like, what the fuck is this? I haven't seen anything like this in forever. We've grown weak. And again, going back to my sugar steak analogy, when you start pushing further and further, you push people away. And Chainsaw Man is undoubtedly darker and I don't want to say grittier. I think gorier is the right word. Darker and gorier than Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, not to say that either of these series are especially dark. Neither of them are really doing much damage to the scale that is the atrocities the human soul can bring forward. But, they're darker. Jujutsu Kaisen not super dark, but it's a little bit darker than, like, Naruto. And Chainsaw Man is even darker than that. And so that's why I think it's going to lose some people. This was all... You guys hear that? Can you guys hear that fucking plane? It's like 3 a.m. Where's he going? That guy sucks. That plane, like, actually just wiped my... I don't even remember what I was talking about. Something about darkness? What the fuck was I talking... That stupid plane. I'm gonna attack that plane. What was... Oh, yeah. What a fucking... What a disaster. Jujutsu Kaisen, not very dark, very typical shonen fare. Chainsaw Man, still not super dark in the grand scheme of things, darker, which is going to push people away. So, I prefer Chainsaw Man. If you asked me, if you held a gun to my head, first of all, I would immediately kill you. Second of all, I would be like, oh, that guy probably wanted to know what was better, Chainsaw Man or JJK. Damn it, I said I wasn't going to say that again. And I would say Chainsaw Man. But, I guess my question to you would be, what counts for more? The fact that Jujutsu Kaisen was so middle of the road in terms of what it was pushing that it's immediately going to be the most pop. I mean, it was so pop. People are saying it's like on par with the big three, which makes sense because it's about as generic as the big three. It's what we've come to expect. It's formulaic. Chainsaw Man, on the other hand, is not going to be as popular. And on top of that, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I've kind of stepped back on my desire for Chainsaw Man to be animated because it's got kind of a unique vibe going with the art, and I'm really worried with all the shitty anime adaptations we've seen recently that they're not going to be able to capture that. So, I don't know. Is Chainsaw Man good? Yes. Is it better than Jujutsu Kaisen? Yes. Is it better suited to be an anime? No. There you go. There's my final thoughts on it. It took me way too long to say this. Also, that plane truly derailed this video. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, leave a comment if you want to be featured in Saturday's comment video. Like button, subscribus button. You can send me an email with a picture of like a cucumber if you want. No penises, please. And I'm going to be back with another video, an even better video that is not related to anything Japan has ever had anything to do with, very, very soon.